As you know me here on YouTube. Now today, it's time to talk about how the Chargers are going to be able to make it to the playoffs this upcoming season. Now to a lot of you, this might sound ridiculous because the Chargers obviously finished 5-11 last season, and that's not something that most teams can bounce back from and make the playoffs the year after that. So here's some keys that I think the Chargers need to do in order to make the playoffs. So number one, we have to finish games. This is something that we failed to do miserably last season. We just couldn't do it. There were countless times where the Chargers just would lose in the fourth quarter, would lose with the 2 minutes to go. I mean, it was god-awful. There's multiple times versus the Colts, versus the Chiefs, versus the Broncos. The list goes on, and that's something that we have to learn, just how to finish games. And if we were able to do that last season, then I truly believe we would have been in the playoffs. The second thing I think the Chargers need to do in order to make it to the playoffs is to stay healthy. Now, this is another thing that the Chargers struggle to do. They haven't been able to do this for years now, but they have to do it, okay? Last season, I think the Chargers had 21 guys on the injured reserve list, and that's just ridiculous. And they weren't just any guys. There were guys like Keenan Allen, like Jason Verrett, like Danny Woodhead. So those guys, I mean, that really made an impact on this team. And we have to learn how to stay healthy in Los Angeles. So the third key I have here for the Los Angeles Chargers is the defense, okay? We could talk about the offense all we want. We could talk about, how Phillip Rivers needs to have a good season. But I think that's kind of a given. I think Phillip Rivers is going to have a nice season. I think the offense is going to have a nice season. It's pretty stacked. It's very talented with, obviously this very talented wide receiving core and Keenan Allen, Dontrell Inman, Tyrell Williams, of course now Mike Williams. Okay, you have Phillip Rivers. You have some nice pieces, and I don't think it really needs to be talked about. I think we need to be talking about this defense. And, if this defense doesn't perform very well, then we can kiss our hopes of making it to the playoffs goodbye. So I think defense is something that we definitely need to talk about here today. And defense definitely, played very well last season, in my opinion. Chargers defense played some of the best football I've seen them play in a while, and that was nice to see. And I think that the key for the Chargers this upcoming season is for them to just play the way they did last season. Okay, if Joey Bosa can continue to get sacks, can continue to get pressures, if the defensive line can do the same thing, if our secondary can continue to play well like they did last season with Casey Hayward and Jason Verrett and guys like that, then I think we're going to be A-okay. Now, the final key to success I have is Melvin Gordon. Now, this is something that I don't think a lot of people are talking about, but I think it has to be talked about. Okay, I like Melvin Gordon. Obviously, he had a very nice season last season, but people seem to forget his first season, his rookie season. It was a season that really no Charger fan wants to really think about. Okay, this was a horrible rookie season for him, and you just have to think in the back of your mind, will that type of season come back for Melvin Gordon? And if it does, I think that's going to be a huge issue for us, because I think this is something that is really looked upon in the NFL, and that is the running game. Obviously, the NFL has become a passing-heavy, league, but the running game is still a huge part of the game, and it's a part that if you don't have, you really are going to struggle. And that's something that I think is definitely could become an issue for the Chargers. Now, if Melvin Gordon does perform the way he did last season, then I think we're going to be fine. I think he could have 1,000 yards. I think he's going to be hungry. He missed out on 1,000 yards by I think like 6 or 7 yards. So I think he's going to be hungry, and I don't think this is going to be much of an issue, but we just have to look out for it. So there you go, guys. Those are my keys to success. Those are my keys for the Chargers to make the playoffs this upcoming season. If you guys did enjoy this video, please don't forget to like, comment, and most importantly, to subscribe. And I'll see you guys later. Peace out.